how to create $50,000 to $100,000 a month in reoccurring revenue as a conscious awakening entrepreneur in a way that brings you joy, that is easeful, and that is flowing, allowing you to birth a $1 million movement full of soulmate clients who share your work, support your vision, and purchase your programs and offers. This is the Golden Age Entrepreneurship Show. We are the Golden Age entrepreneurs coming together to awaken humanity through our $1 million movements, our transformative offers and programs, and our service to the collective. I am Spence, founder of New Earth Business Coaching, and I wanted to dive into this phase 3 of my model called the New Earth Entrepreneurship Path. And this is a model that brings simplicity, sustainability, and scalability to established coaching, healing, consulting online brands, because I really believe that entrepreneurs out there who are awakening, conscious, heart-centered are overcomplicating their businesses when it comes to creating $1 million movements. That is 100K reoccurring revenue for 12 months. You have $1 million movement. And I want to break down the 8 areas you need to be focusing on and what exactly you can focus on to make this your reality. Tap into the energy of what would it be like to have 100K reoccurring months. Well, it's more than possible. And best of all, it is quite simple. This is the phase 3. If you go back to yesterday's and the day before that podcast, I covered phase 1 and 2, going from 0 to 10K, consistent reoccurring revenue, then 10K to 50K, consistent reoccurring revenue, broke down the challenges, the gaps that I see conscious awakened entrepreneurs have, and talked about how it is so important to keep it strategically simple. Keep it simple. As we go from this 50 to 100K plus months reoccurring revenue, guess what? We're going to keep it simple. We're going to look at those 8 major areas: cutting edge technology, support, brand, leadership, sales, offers, marketing, and movement. And you'll notice there's only 1 or 2 things to do in each of them. If you go back to listen to phase 1 and 2, well, guess what? There's only 1 or 2 things to do in each of them. I don't believe in cookie cutter models. Every one of us is different, but I do believe that every conscious awakening online entrepreneur must look at these 8 areas, and they must sit with them and work on them and find the most high leverage thing you can be doing in each of them every single week as you create your business. When you do that, you'll create financial sovereignty and time freedom. So let's dive in. So the first area is cutting edge technology. Said another way, harnessing AI and Web3 in order to take your time back. This is so important as we move from 50 to 100K months. Your brand is getting bigger. There's more moving components. Even when we're keeping it really simple, it's just a fact. As you scale into these next months, there is a little bit more of back end. So I would want to see you focusing on 80% of your back end operations. That is the architecture behind your business, which doesn't have to be that complex. In fact, for many of us, it's not very complex at all. But I want to see 80% of that automated. I want to see 80% of that automated, and then the other 20% largely being run by 1 or 2 team members. The days of needing to have a large team as a coach, consultant, content creator, healer, online service provider, product-based creator, it's really not necessary anymore with this cutting edge technology. So I want to make sure that when you come work with me at New Earth Business Coaching, and maybe you're making 50K months right now, or you're 30K months reoccurring revenue, and you want to go to those 100K months, well, we gotta take your time back. And there's never been a better time with the rising in this technology that's available to us to really simplify, to take you out of it, and honestly, to let you spend more time in your zone of genius and less time in zone of competence and incompetence. I'm competent. I'm competent at making websites, doing emails, tying together back-end software. I'm incompetent at certain things. I can do manual tasks. I can send out my contracts and stuff like that, but it's a huge drain on my energy. It's not something that I love to do. It's not in my zone of genius, which is doing these podcasts, which is creating content and ultimately serving my clients in my mastermind one-on-one capacities and creating my offers. That's my zone of genius. So I built my business so the back end is much more automated, and it's so important because if you want to go beyond that 100K months with that little plus sign into whatever amount, that back end automation is going to be so key. The second place we need to look at is support. So at this point, you're going to want to be getting long-term membership and going to high-level events, meaning this is very similar to the 10 to 50K range. Get yourself in the room with other people who are crushing it, who are doing big things, network them, form alliances, get on their podcast, have them on your podcast, learn from them, hear their strategies, don't make the same mistakes they have. This is a time to not be in your ego, but to really soak up and get in the room with people who are scaling beyond that million. And long-term mentorship, have a team member or a coach who is in your corner, who can provide that high-level conscious strategy for you to bounce ideas off, to have someone who's holding your vision and can hold you accountable and to your word, and making sure that they are pushing you and supporting you and guiding you and ultimately calling you forward into your next level of leadership and holding that vision as you navigate this big momentum wave up from 50 to 100K months and beyond. The brand. So the brand is now starting to get bigger, right? The brand is the company, the movement is the people who are supporting the brand and your culture that you're creating. So the brand is now, it's time to invest in your brand. So many people invest in their brand at 0 to 10 and 10 to 50K. They spend all this money doing fancy logos and packages and brand makeovers and hiring designers. All this stuff doesn't matter. That is not at all what is going to take you to the next level in those early stages. But as we start getting into these higher cash months, yes, now's a good time to get your aesthetic dialed in. Now's the time to invest for long term. Now is the time to take any trainings that you feel are going to help you move into the next level. Now's the time to bring on more team members if that feels fit. Now's the time to invest in the AI software. Now's the time to build the back end systems. Now's the time to get the better camera to film the content. Not before, it's unnecessary before. But at this time, you can really start investing for the long term. Now, the fourth category is leadership. And this is so key. Now you have you're speaking your truth, you're getting vocal, you're sharing case studies, all that stuff that happened before as a leader. Now, what I want you to do is actually at this point to take yourself and go on a rite of passage and actually get offline and go back into your why, go back into where you want to take the business. So many people just rush into these big months and then end up imploding or having big pullbacks because they can't energetically handle the bigger months because they haven't spent time alone. A lot of you have been working on your business a lot and a lot of time in the business, which is sometimes part of it. But when you take yourself out of the matrix, going into nature, maybe booking yourself a little casita somewhere in the jungle, maybe if you're someone like me, take yourself in the mountains for 10 or 14 days and just be with nature, sit with yourself. This is going to build your energy. This is going to transform your mental, emotional, spiritual, physical state. This is going to tap you deeper into who you are as this divine being of light, as this new earth leader, as this disruptor, as this way shower, this change maker. That's going to be found out in nature. That's going to be found by you getting quiet by yourself. It's going to be found by getting offline. This is going to be your next level of leadership. You're going to come back more embodied, more on purpose, more visionary, and then all these other areas we talk about, movement, technology, support, brand, sales, offers, and marketing, are going to flow with ease so much better. You're going to see huge parabolic rises of your income, influence, and impact because you were willing to get alone. Sounds a little counterintuitive, right? People will say leadership, go and speak out more. No, that was what you were doing before you're moving from the 50 to 100K. Now it's time to get quiet. It's time to see what that next level is for you, and that's going to be found out in nature. Sales. What are we doing here? Well, we're continuing to automate or hire sales people. So we're taking you out of it more and more. Now, you're going to still answer your DMs because I have lots of clients who are making 50 to 100K recurring months, and they're only selling in the DMs of Instagram or TikTok, right? I don't really believe necessarily in sales calls. I do them a little bit myself, but I'd say 85% of my clients in New Earth Business have businesses we've architected where they don't have to do sales calls, or if they do, they're very quick little 15-minute, hey, I know you're a great fit. I saw your application. Beautiful. I'm going to take your credit card here. Let's process it. We'll get to the next steps. That kind of energy. I don't believe in having that you need sales calls with hour-long closings and stuff if you get the foundational things right. If you go back to the episode 2 days ago, 0 to 10K, where I talk about how to get those foundations right, well, guess what? You could pretty much nix sales calls straight up. Or some of you are going to use actual people to get on and close these packages, which is fine. You don't really need to do this before 50K months, but this could be happening now. Remember, all three phases, 0 to 10, 10 to 50, 50 to 100, you still are getting better at sales. You're working through any sales blocks, any resistance. But by the time you're coming into 100K months, like, you should absolutely love selling. It's supernatural. You're doing it almost every time you come on social media. You're literally just inviting people into this growing momentum and movement that you have in your offers and programs, because you know it's going to help transform humanity. It's awesome. It's fun. It's really great to be in this third phase because there shouldn't be a lot of resistance to it. It's just about how do we double down on the automated? How can we have more automated funnels that come in, give a lot of value, and have people signing up for your programs or applications? Now, you might not want to take yourself 100% out of it, so that's where the DMs come in. But I don't want you spending 5-10 hours every week while you're growing this business to 100K in the DMs, constantly getting on phone calls, schedules booked up. No. I know you're a busy entrepreneur. Have a lot going on, but I'm all about time freedom, financial sovereignty, and being able to have the spaciousness within your life so you can be in joy. No entrepreneur who's in hustle mode, who's in grind mode, is in states of joy. It's a state of contraction. You want to be in joy. That's where you have spaciousness. This is where I'm thinking 1 to 3 hours max in your business as you move into 100Ks. If you've architected your business correctly with the New Earth pathway that we talk about here, the New Earth Entrepreneurship Path, you should be working less as you move into 100K, not more. And if you are working more, or you feel like you're an overplayed employee in your business, even if you are doing great things, come work in New Earth Business Coaching. My high proximity containers are for you, one-on-one masterminds. And we're actually going to get really clear on how we can create the time freedom, use these systems to have leverage so you can spend time in your shifts bringing forth your genius and not spending time on things that don't actually light you up in states of joy. A few little tweaks, a little bit of rewriting, a little bit of discipline and commitment on yourselves. We can have this all cleaned up in 90 days and your business will absolutely transform. Now, let's talk about offers. So now we're in offers for 50 to 100K. So now it's about scaling those core offers with automated funnels from 50 to 100K, or from 10 to 50K. I talked about the triple stack, low, medium, high, vertical offer suite, not horizontal. Horizontal is launch cycles. Horizontal is putting out courses and things. Oh, I need to sell something. No. You come work with New Earth Business Coaching. We're going to get a 3 stack going, the triple offer, vertical, low, medium, high, all massively valuable, different price points for your soul client. And then we're going to scale those offers with more automation, more funnels. It's not going to be bro marketing, but it's going to be in a way that we're tweaking those funnels so that way they can handle more people. Your offers can handle more people coming in, and you can really exponentially stack your income because your offers are developed in such a way that they can be scalable. Remember, at this point, a lot of this is tweaking. It's tweaking the funnels you've built. It's tweaking the webinars you've built. It's making the modifications based on the feedback that you get so that way they really go parabolic. So for marketing, okay, now we're probably going to add a third or fourth platform, and you're going to keep being visible on video, meaning you already had your first platform from 0 to 10K. You scale that platform to 20K reoccurring month revenue. Then you add a second platform that isn't going to take as much time. You always want the second platform to be easier, to take less time. Third platform, okay, now we've invested in team. We have a bit more capacity. We can develop a strategy to get on the third one. So for instance, you might have started with Instagram, then you went on to TikTok. Now you're looking at a strategy for Pinterest or something like that. Don't feel that you need to go beyond 3 for most businesses. However, you can add 3 or you 3, 4, or 5 at this stage, depending on your capacity, your team, and how much AI technology you're using to shortcut how much time it takes to post these things, write these things, get them out, distribute them, all that kind of thing. But any more than 3, if you're really still solopreneuring it at this point, which is totally fine. I have a lot of clients who don't even have a single team member. Maybe they have a VA and they're making 100K reoccurring months. That's awesome. That's the beautiful thing about entrepreneurship in this day and age. It doesn't have to be super complicated with teams, but very few of them have more than 3 platforms. I don't want you having to feel like you're overwhelmed on platforms. Do one platform really well, get a second one going really well, and by the time you're at this 50 to 100K range, okay, get another one going, maybe a 4th one, as I said before, if you have the team support. The final category is movement. Now, the movement, right, is all about creating that ride or die soul tribe that will continue to buy your programs, share your message, contribute to your vision for whatever it is, whether it's female hormone healing, masculinity rising, maybe a beautiful product that you have that you feel everyone should have in their home, whatever that movement is. Now is the time to keep throwing gasoline on that fire. Keep doing intimate events. Keep doing pop-up surprise things that really give a lot of value. Keep creating high-level workshops. Keep being creative when it comes to engaging the movement. And this is a really fun point when you can take it to the next level and consider doing in-person events with that tribe. I love doing in-person events with the tribe when you're going 50 to 100K, because not only does it get you in your leadership and bring your brand forward really well, it's a great time to get footage. It's a great time to get B-roll. It's a great time to get stuff of you leading and talking and photos and things that are going to contribute to your brand. Remember, I said from the brand category, now that we're moving from 50 to 100K months, we can invest in the brand more. Investing in the brand can be putting together these events, making sure you have a professional videographer, a drone footage guy, a photographer, all kinds of things like that. This can happen at these in-person events. And some of you don't want to do in-person events, which is great. Well, the movement here is continuing to build that online community culture like never before. I see a lot of people in the 50 to 100K range looking at maybe making their own app, looking at taking their Facebook group to the next level, and really coming up with whatever is the unique way that you're going to grow your movement and to have people bought in and excited and thriving as you go 50 to 100K. I'm going to do another podcast specifically on what you can actually do for the movement at this point. So go ahead and subscribe. Drop a 5-star review if this resonates. That really helps us get the Golden Age Entrepreneurship Show out to the masses. So this is the how to scale with ease and flow from 50 to 100K months, reoccurring revenue, super simple model, the new Earth Entrepreneur Pathway, cutting edge technology, support, brand, leadership, sales, offers, marketing, movement. You focus on that every week. Keep it super simple, and you're going to be able to enjoy those big months, those leaps in income, impact, and influence, but also the time freedom to go out and create your new Earth reality, to Earth school your children, to go on amazing hikes, to have the money to go on adventures, to build your homestead, to have the animals, to raise your kids how you want, to invest in your spirituality, to go to retreats, to buy the quantum technology, whatever it may be. That's what's possible when you apply the New Earth Entrepreneurship Path. If this is a resonance and you want to co-create together, reach out to me at www.newearth.business. That's not .com, www.newearth.business, and tell me why you think you would be a fit for my high proximity programs for conscious awakening leaders wanting to scale with simplicity and ease and flow into their next levels of income, influence, and impact. Why? Because you're here to bring your gifts, your genius, your soul mission forward, awaken humanity, and help us transform and heal this planet. As always, 365 days on this podcast, the Golden Age Entrepreneurship Show. I, Spencer Madden, the founder of New Earth Business Coaching, are bringing you consciousness, leadership, and New Earth business tips, strategies, and tools so that way you can thrive as an awakening entrepreneur during this massively transformative time on this planet, the long prophesized golden dawn of humanity, the rising of the rainbow warrior tribe, the return of us to New Lemuria into our heart space. So I'm excited that you are listening. Share this out with anyone who would resonate. Send me a message. My inbox is always open. You can find all the ways to get in touch with me in the show notes of this podcast. And as always, from my heart to yours, aho, namaste, all my relations, and I will see you tomorrow, especially if you're subscribed, with another episode of the Golden Age Entrepreneurship Show.